You never been to, but you worked for CIA.
I did
and
work
you're
for
right
CIA.
now
Yeah.
a very famous commentator.
Not so
I know that you complained a couple nights ago that you evaluated yourself, and why I'm not branching out even more after the passing of Rush Limbaugh. Can you comment about Limbaugh, his impact?
I mean, he's the greatest radio host that ever lived.
Yeah.
It's known. Everyone in the industry knows it because it's not just that he was the greatest at the craft of radio, but he also, hey guys, he also built the business by being so good.
Yeah.
So we only have talk radio as we do because of Rush, and he just happened to be particularly gifted at it, and people like me just owe him our careers.
Yeah. Do you think there should be like a separate ecosystem? All the mainstream media, they're completely corrupt. They don't want to, report about how Trump campaign got spied on. They don't report that much about Kevin Kleinsmith and all the things that you mentioned about. Do you think we have to make a separate ecosystem, or do we have to change their behavior?
That's an excellent question, and it's one that I feel like I spend a lot of time thinking about and trying to work on with other conservatives. I mean, one thing I'd say is there's been a real shift in approach because of the social media companies cracking down in such an obvious way on conservatives that it feels like it's no longer, hey, if you play by certain rules, we can all share these platforms. It's you take the positions we want or we'll boot you off. And that's a game change. And so I think that we're going to have to do an all of the above approach. It's the best I can come up with right now for a strategy where we use the platforms we can, while also building really ground up. It's not even just about having a site or an app or even a social media company, for example. It's servers, it's web hosting, it's everything. You need what I call unsinkable aircraft carriers of free speech, and that's very difficult to build, and it's going to take time.
And you work for CNN, right?
I worked at CNN for a couple of years as a contributor.
So you know the culture there. Do they take these kind of direct orders from somebody at 4 a.m.?
Yes, Jeff Zucker is the overlord of all things at CNN. He wouldn't deal with somebody as low level as I was there. I was a political commentator, but if you say things that upset the president of CNN, you're going to hear about it. You might even be fired. But I would say this, that CNN used to be willing to hear other conservative voices. They didn't like them, but they would allow them on air. Now they've just decided that their audience doesn't need to be subjected to that trash or whatever, and they won't even do it. Yeah. So they've gone full left wing. So.
Yeah, like Kayleigh McEnany and Jeffrey Lloyd. Jeffrey's a good friend of mine too.
I was working at CNN when Kayleigh and Jeffrey were fellow contributors there, and it's just a shame.
But they destroyed them on debates, and it was always 1 against 4 and all that, right? You too.
It was, of course, it's a mess over there. But anyway, that's where we're heading.
Do you
but appreciate you coming up and chatting.
Do you think Do you think he's going to run again, 2024?
I think Trump will run again. We'll see, though. That's why we're here. We're going to find out. The big guy's going to say it himself.
All right, okay. Hey, I love your show. It's actually one of the best. I really think so.
Thank you so much.
I do.
I appreciate that.
I do. I really enjoy it.